Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Your buddy John Megacycle here. A little season, couple episodes. I don't know how far we'll take it, but castles? No, I already screwed it up. Kingdoms and castles. Oh my gosh. Even before I started recording, I'm like, kingdoms and castles, kingdoms and castles, kingdoms and castles. And then I start the recording and I'm like, castles and... Damn it, I already... Alright, doesn't matter. This is a fairly fun little fantasy castle kingdom builder kind of a thing. Fairly straightforward. Not going to be as complex as some of the other titles I've played. Imperialism, colonization, RimWorld, stuff like that. Or even like SimCity. But I really enjoyed this game. It's a nice vacation from what I'm used to. Is how I'm going to kind of sell it. We'll kind of take it a little tutorially. If this is your first time seeing Kingdoms and Castles, awesome. Welcome. I'm glad that I could be your ferryman into the great beyond. There's only one mod that I've added with this whole thing, and it's called Place Forester Anywhere. The way the game originally works is a forester needs to be placed near trees. The forester is responsible for planting new trees and harvesting trees that are already at a mature level. So the neat thing about that is it kind of keeps the economic cycle moving for your lumber requirement, but since the forester can plant fresh trees anywhere, this is a mod that I feel is required. That's the only mod I have. I'm on the latest current version, 117R7S, R75R, whatever. Anyway, new game. Let's go ahead and roll it fresh. I'm not a veteran of this game, so we're just gonna have some fun with it. Except, we're gonna go easy. Okay, select a land. There's a few key resources we give a shoot about. If you've probably already noticed, there's fish, that's a food resource. Lumber, as a construction resource. This tannish looking thing is iron. We need that for armaments and tools. These lighter gray rocks or boulders or whatever are stone deposits. We need those for construction. Let's see here. This doesn't look... This doesn't look bad. Oh, another key resource I should have mentioned is the land itself. You can see there's 3 different shades of colors if you're colorblind. It's just 3 different shades, but they're green. This more yellow-green means the land is barren. You can't grow anything on it without irrigation or extra work. The light green means the land is arable, meaning you can grow crops on it. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing. And then clouds. Okay, whatever. This dark green terrain is very fertile land. So when we get started, we're gonna have to lean a lot more on very fertile chunks of land like this for our agriculture growth, as opposed to like, yeah, we could settle over here, get a aqueduct and what's it called? It's a giant water wheel. A Noire? A Norier? No, I don't know. I don't remember what the name of it is. Like I said, not a veteran of the game, but I enjoy playing the game. I enjoy coming back to this. This isn't a bad map. Can we go, is there large? Like, can we go bigger? What does a large island look like? Generate. Just, can I put in my own? Okay, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Let's try that again. Enter. Nothing. Oh, I can't... Okay, I can't put anything in there. It's typable. But here. Yeah, this isn't a valid seed name. Okay. So anyway, what is... Oh, land. No, I want island. I want to see what that looks like. Okay, separate islands. We'll have to rely heavily on maritime technology to get stuff from A to B. I want something a little simple. I just wanted to see what island looked like. Oh, wow, a lot of fish inland. That's not bad. Some stone. Clouds. I know you're excited. I'm playing the game or whatever, but you are driving me up the wall here, buddy. Let's roll again. I don't need like huge chunks of land or anything, but I wouldn't mind like to go for a bigger build. I think that might be a lot of fun. Okay, we have stone, stone, iron, lumber, arable land, fertile land. One thing we're gonna have to watch out for is this. I think that's a wolf's den. Wolf's dens are fairly easy to handle once you have troops. But without troops, yeah, there's another one there, rats. It makes it a bit of a difficulty curve. I don't think we're ready to jump in. There's another one. Wolves will eventually vacate an area. I think I've seen a couple of times where they just scram after a while. I don't know what causes that specifically. But what I'm looking for is some amount of arable land, stone and lumber resources nearby. We can't build massive routes to get resources right out the gate, so I want something a little lighter on the play. This doesn't seem bad right here. So what does that look like for other resources? Those clouds have to go. They are driving me bananas. This doesn't seem too bad. Let's roll a few more. I don't mind rolling like a decent... Whoa, okay. Stone for days. Lumber. The land is crap, though. I'm sure more pro players can just bust into any seat and be like, yeah, rabble, jamble, scramble, got this, boom, boom, boom. Like I said, not a veteran, want to take it a little easy. This isn't terrible right here. This isn't great, but this isn't terrible. Might give us a nice start. Not a lot of arable land. But we could probably make it work. I just want to make sure there's enough other raw resources on the map. Clouds, you're absolutely killing me. I tried to find an earlier beta version. Oh, that's a witch's hut. We could do like trades and stuff with her to gain access to spells, which are like increase timber production or cure the plague or stuff like that. Cool stuff. Okay, I'm happy with this. Accept. Name your kingdom. Megacycle, which I'll of course spell wrong. Choose my banner. The lion, the saber, the D20, the eagle, or the serpent. Oh, I can put in a custom banner. Let me do that real quick. BRB. Okay. Damn, that looks good. Oh, I love it. Okay. That took me like 2 minutes. It comes with a template. A little template banner. So I knew the dimensions and everything. But yeah, like 2 minutes. Chuck in the ME logo. Built a couple layers with paint.net. So I had the background, the colors I wanted, and then the logo and whatever. You kind of see a little bit of the white bleeding through on the logo. It's totally fine. Like I said, not too bad for not a lot of time. Yes, Megacycle, let's do it. Okay. First of all, is there a way to shut off clouds? I like the clouds, but as we kind of saw as I was doing the work, oh my gosh, that's frustrating. All right. Iron, stone, iron, lumber for days. Yeah, this is the plot I was thinking of. Stone, iron, stone. That is going to be amazing. It would also keep our keep a little more centralized. The problem is not a lot of lumber. There's a fair amount of lumber. Lots of wolves, though. So I kind of want to keep that into consideration. Where's the start I wanted? Yeah, I think this is a little bit more of a safe bet. So what we'll do is we'll first of all place our keep, our home and court. Consult with advisors here. I guess I should have read the whole sentence before I started speaking it. You can chuck this bad boy darn near anywhere you want. You can't put it on top of the unminable stones or resources. Yeah, I can't put it on top of stones themselves. So, rotation I don't think really matters. I want to preserve this for arable land, but I think this is about where I want to start. Man, decisions. Let's chuck us right there. I'm going to pause the game immediately. Let's go through the user interface a little bit here. Upper left is our time controls, our notification, the name of our empire, Megacycle, the description of our empire is probably not the right word, but our village, Right now we're a quiet hamlet. As we gain more population, that'll rise. Upper right just has menu and version information. Bottom left, the name of our prosperous new nation, the how many people we have, how many of them are doing nothing as an idle, and how much housing we have, period. Not available, period. So we have no beds for any of our peoples. Happiness, any information here is going to break down, oh, taxes are too high, we're getting raided by barbarians, I don't have enough food. Health, this is all going to break down very straightforward in peasants with access to wheat bread. Negative 2.4, is that trillion or billion? Those percentages will probably resync in a minute, but this will give us a really great snapshot of, do we have enough medics? Do we have enough apothecaries? Are there enough bathhouses? Is there just enough stuff, enough food diversity, enough stuff for people to just be happy? A tax rate, which will adjust after we get a treasure room. All of the resources, lumber, stone, charcoal, food. This is raw iron ore, tools, armaments, money. And our build menu is broken down into several chunks. Castle, town, I think that's advanced town, food, industry, and maritime. And then for other pieces of the user interface, chop, which just gives our civilians just a blanket order, go chop those trees, or cancel the chop order, rebuild anything that's busted, and demolish. You know what, just for giggles, I wonder what happens if I do this. Can't demolish it. Okay, that's fine. Job priority is something I want to touch on now. I'm just going to pause the game again real quick. This is a very simple hierarchy breakdown of what people should be doing and what should be prioritized. Right now we've got one job, builders. We don't have any other jobs. We don't have farmers. We don't have firefighters. We don't have people that work in the apothecary. I think they're called plague doctors. We don't have clergymen to work in the church. We don't have a military. We don't have anything. But what this will do is this will actually break it down by job, and we can drag these up and down and say, okay, builders, top priority. Then farmers, then firefighters, then blah, 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 blah. So that's going to come in handy later. If we ever need to stop an entire production type of job, we just click this little checky box. I don't want to do that. I need my castle built. Once that gets done, I need resources immediately, so I'm going to pause the game real quick. If we check job priority, we have builders, which is always going to be there, stockpile workers, which work inside of the castle to move products from A to B, and timber workers. I have 5 total people, do the math. Based on the hierarchy, this is how it pans down. I have a total of 18 jobs available for timber workers, but I just don't have enough timber workers. So that's that. We start off with 35 food. I believe one person eats 1 food? Not too sure. Like I said, I am definitely not a master of this game at all. What I do want first and foremost is some housing. And let's speed the game up a little bit. I can do that by spacebar to pause, or 1, 2, 3. It's very similar to RimWorld in that regard. So since builder is top priority, they'll always get to that first. I'm going to put stockpile workers at top. Builders and then timber workers sounds good to me. Okay, we have a hovel that provides housing for 5 people. Our people now have a place to rest their weary heads. I feel that's a bit of a priority for that. Wintertime. This is where charcoal comes into play. Higher, more luxuriously leveled houses are going to require charcoal to burn and keep their houses warm throughout the winter. I think it also reduces the chance of people getting sick, because have you ever slept in the cold? It sucks. Your muscles get stiff, your bones ache. It's awful. It's not something I want to push on my people. I'm going to build a few more houses. Oh, and a notification. My lord, 3 people visited, but none could find a home. Our city is full. We need more homes. I could not agree more, advisor man. Advisor dude. I'm going to build some roads out here. Roads are important for 2 reasons. 1, our peasants move faster on roads. Second thing that's important is you can only build within a certain amount of roads. See the highlighted area? We have a proposed road being built over to the left. There's only so much we can use if it's not properly roaded up. My lord, 3 people visited, but only 2 found a satisfactory home and decided to stay to serve you. Amazing. That's exactly what I like to hear, my dudes. That is what I like to hear. So, I don't want to go too far out. No need to go too crazy, but I do need some farming going on. Usually keep the job priority thing open. This music is so good. Hold on a second. Turn that down a little bit, actually. This music is like straight dope. It's very good. Alright, we have our stockpile workers, our builders, our farmers, and our timber workers. At this juncture, food is my priority, so I'm going to put farmers at the very top. If anything else stops, food should not be what stops. Buildings? Sure, I could see that. Timber cutting? I could also see that. But food will get you into a bad... They're called death spirals or downward spirals. It's I can't produce one thing. That means I can't produce another thing. That means I can't produce another thing. That means I'm dead. So that's a death spiral. This music is just dope. We have 15 beds. I want 20 beds. So you can kind of see the game pans through all 4 seasons, right? Fall, winter, spring, summer. Same thing goes for arable crops. Wheat can only be planted a certain time of the year. Wheat should be harvested at a certain time of the year, so you get one full pull of stuff. Alright, I have 10 people, 20 beds. That's brilliant. I'm just going to speed up time a little bit here. There's really not a lot to discuss this early in the game. Oh, I guess there is one more thing. Let's pause the clock. If I click the exclamation point, I can get my advisors. I can chat with them. Good day, sire. We need farms first to feed our workers. Very good. Good day, sire. Let's begin growing our kingdom with some roads, then houses. Good day, sire. Yeah, the game doesn't have you bugger around with military until you got like a proper economic system going. We need iron to really get things moving. Alright, I'm going to pause the clock, check our job priority. We have some idle workers. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but we want to keep people moving. So we're just going to clear cut more of this forest so we just get a good stockpile of materials. Under castle, this is where we're going to have some of our castle functions, like a treasure room, chamber of war so we can train troops, a barracks and an archer school so we can train foot soldiers and archers. So there's that. For town, we've already been mostly in this one. This is going to be a lot of our residential structures and the like. Advanced town is going to give us a lot more in that regard. And then food, kind of touched on this a little bit as I was going. There's a couple of major food sources. Wheat that can be turned into bread, orchards that grow fruit, fishing huts, and swine herds. Those all turn into the 4 main food types. Industry, I'd like to get going on fairly soon. This is a quarry, and quarries are built around stone. So this stone outcropping here, I'd like to build out pretty soon. Let's check out and maximize our amount of roads. So 1, 2, 3 from any road. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is where I'd like our new road to be built. And with that, I would like 2 quarries, 1 and 2. And like I said, roads are important because they allow our people to move a bit faster. That's important stuff. Let's get another house. I'd like a bit of stone sooner rather than later because I need stone to build wells. Let's take a quick pause here. How are we doing on food? We can click on this little thing and we can see 20 food from farms, 22 eaten by homes. Yes. The houses themselves uproot from their stranglehold from the earth, bound by stone and mortar, reach to the heavens and eat the food. Meaning the people inside. That's a funny way to phrase all that. I wouldn't mind... actually, I'm going to cancel that. I'm building this in just such a way for a technology we're going to get later called a windmill, which I'm very confident I need the treasure room to unlock. Nope. Well, I do, because I need gold. Treasure room allows me to collect taxes. Taxes mean money. Money means other fun stuff. Okay, let's check our job priority. I would like quarry workers to be on top. So right now, the most builders we're ever going to have is 3. I could always shut off quarry workers if we have a lot of excess. But right now, that's not the case. I'm also building more farms. So what's also going to happen is the farmer's job queue is going to increase by a significant amount. Oh my gosh, coffee, don't ever leave me. Oh my. Okay. My lord, life is good here. Our kingdom attracted 3 new residents. Excellent. So this game is no different from a lot of other strategy games. We need more people to do more jobs to get up the tech tree. As we get up the tech tree, having those more people requires more food and more services need to be provided. And that means more housing, and that means more this, and more this, and more this, and this game is quite calming for me. Okay, I would like some firefight capability. I'm gonna put one there. I'm gonna put one there. These sorts of wells are civilian run. Oh, now we're a small village. Starting to get the hang of this whole governing thing. The wells are very straightforward. When a fire occurs, someone stops doing their job, runs to the well, fetches water, splashes it on the affected building. It's not a professional firefighting team as of yet. We're not that far yet. We already have our, yep, very basic walls and stairs. That's good. Let's talk a little bit about military while we're waiting for stuff to build. There's 2 main things we're going to have to concern ourselves with. Viking raids and dragons. Dragons will fly in every so often, torch up our village, and then flee, unless we kill them. Vikings will come, or orcs? I can't remember who it is. Like I said, I haven't played this game in a while. Let's call them orcs, because I don't remember what they're called. They'll come and try to raid the keep. Damn, that banner looks good. Oh, I love it. They'll come and try to raid the keep, and what's going to happen is they'll try to steal from the treasury. So, we want to stop both those things from happening if we possibly can. Let's take a gander on our food. Plus 18 food. That's brilliant. We don't have a lot in stockpile because this is all that's stored inside the keep. So what we can also do is we can move up and build a small granary. And that's going to do exactly what it says in the tin. It's just going to store some extra resources. I think it stores 200 wheat. Something like that. Something like that. Okay. 65 average home happiness. That's not bad. Chance of plague. Virulence? I guess that means the strength of the plague. And life expectancy. Yeah, it's not bad. We're doing alright, just starting off. We can build a town square to increase happiness. That might not be a bad plan. What I really want to get is to the treasure room, start taxation, start doing that. Ah, the forester. Okay. This is kind of what I was talking about before. Under normal circumstances, you have to build the forester within tree line. In this case, with the mod I built, it doesn't matter where we build it. The neat thing about this mod is we can put it like way into the forest. And it can be kind of cool that way. But I think that's just one stupid limitation that I don't mind removing. How are we doing on food? Plus 16? Okay, we're still looking good. We're going to want a few more farms on the soonish. Now, I don't know if the timers don't start until we have a treasury room. I don't remember how this exactly works. But I don't mind stocking up on a bit of resources. I would like a small stockpile right there. Probably these quarries guys are saying, hey, we've got full stone. We can't put the stone anywhere. So what I want to do is I want to build little micro stockpiles of places where resources are going to be originating from. Let's provide storage for 200 wheat. Amazing. We're going to wait till the stockpile gets done. A fire started. Okay, so let's just pause. People, these look like villagers from Minecraft, don't they, kind of? They just stop what they're doing. They go get water. They water up the place. If they catch it in time, the structure is saved. If they don't, the structure is lost and I have to rebuild it. There we go, look at that. No problem. Okay, let's pause the game. I want no wood here, no charcoal, no iron ore, no tools, no munitions. I just want stone there. So what I'm trying to do is build a nice stone stockpile, so later on I can shut off stone production, and I can free up some workers if I need to. That's kind of the thought I have. We're not getting nearly as much food anymore, now that stuff has been moving a bit. Let's do something like that. And like that. That looks good to me. That's a really nice, healthy addition. That'll be, what, 5 more workers? Granary workers, I feel, are just as important as farmers. Quarry workers, and we still got some builders going on. So good stuff. Stuff's looking good. We're stockpiling some resources. That's good, too. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build a road out here a bit. Oh, there was some very arable land. Very fertile land. Under all these trees. We might have to reposition our agriculture, which is not a big deal. Kind of think of this game like Factorio in that regard. That's how I view it, is once you build a system that you're happy with, new technology, new processes, new unlocks might change the way you feel about your build. Don't hesitate. If you gotta change it up, change it up. There's no harm in that whatsoever. I would not mind a small stockpile there because we only can store, like, what, 50 or something? We'll put a small stockpile here, only asking for wood. That way we can clear cut a lot more of these trees, and again, if I have to free up some jobs, it's no big deal. If we have a healthy stockpile, we'll be looking pretty good. Okay, let's get one more well. Right about there. Probably another one there. This is really cheap fire protection coverage. What I want to make sure is we're not caught with our pants down and it's like, oh man, everything's on fire now and I wasn't paying attention. It just costs a little bit of stone, a little bit of wood. It's a simple, not really passive prevention. Oh, I guess it is a passive prevention as well, just having them online. Damn, this music is good. Sorry for the language, but yeah. Okay, let's talk about housing. A hovel takes up 1 square and houses up to 5 villages. Villagers. Villages? Wow. That's a heck of a house. It's a quantum mechanics house or something. As we go up the chain, we'll see 2 things happen. The size will be bigger, and the number of villages that it can hold will also change. So this house is 5 villages. The head of the household fetches food and charcoal for the home. For a cottage, it takes up 2 squares, but houses up to 12 peasants. So that's a 20% increase. A manor takes up 4 spots, and it isn't as big of an increase, but it's still a nice increase. So let's get some proper housing going on, shall we? Let's get, oh, I wouldn't mind some more road, actually. You don't have to build, in this game, any sort of a grid or anything. SimCity kind of has me always in the mindset of building stuff in the form of, like, a grid. I wouldn't mind one... No, why did you reverse? I had this whole aesthetic, man, and you just reversed on me. It did it again. 3. That'll give us 36 more peoples, which is not too shabby, but what I'll also want is a different kind of food source. I'm going to seal this off very soonish and just save that as residential. We're going to need a lot of residential, by the way. Seal this off right there. That looks good. More residential over here. We'll move the farms over there. There was a town square I wanted. Okay. This makes people... What was the phrase? Holds festivals to increase happiness and attract new peasants. Awesome. I like that. There's going to be a lot of mood-altering buildings I'm going to want in the center-ish of town to maximize their effect. What was the game? Anno 1404, I think, really put that into my brain, too. Just making sure you maximize stuff. So we'll build all our residences around the church, the tavern, the library, the medical facility, whatever that's called. I don't know, but yeah, none of our timers have kicked off yet, so that's good. We are low on lumber. I've got a plan for all the lumber needs we'll ever have, so I'm not really in too much of a rush to get foresters down. We can clear cut whatever. Now, in the original game, without the mod that I have, the thing is, we would need to preserve some of the trees because that's how we start our forestry operations. You need at least one tree to place a forester. But like I said, we don't have to screw with that. It's pretty nifty. This place is teeming with fish. We'll want a fishing hut to do the fishing, and then we'll want a fishmonger, which uses tools to multiply how much food the fish provides. So think of like if you were a person, you needed to eat protein, you know, to maintain your muscle strength and stamina for work the next day. If you didn't have it properly portioned, you could just throw a whole fish on the fire, right? You can cook a whole fish, and you might eat the whole fish, but you're going to miss a lot of the meat because it's not really prepared properly. The logic in this game is if you prepare it, quarter it, clean it, gut it, and all that, you can portion out protein better, so you're not wasting caloric intake. You're eating what you need to eat and what you need to feel happy and satisfied. You're not really ruining anything in that regard. Okay, so we have... I'm going to build one more there. The next building I would like to build is something called a tavern. Villagers enjoy socializing here. Consumes food, increases villager happiness. Again, this is another one with the area of effect. I'm just going to chuck that right next to our town center. Yeah, none of our timers have shown up. What'll happen at the very top of the screen is we'll start to see timers being like, oh, dragon attack in XYZ minutes or whatever. And I guess it's all based on the throne room, which is kind of neat. So we might have found like a little bit of a gap where we can take plenty of time to build up and stuff. Can I build a dock? Darn it, I need money for a dock. Dock was going to be like a cheap way. I was like, you know what, we can just skip past this whole thing. I'll just build a dock and make money that way. Don't even need taxes. Things are looking good. Let's check our job party real quick. Let's pause the clock. Okay, farmers, granary workers, stockpile workers, quarry workers, builders, bartenders, event planners. What I'm trying to group this into is from critical to non-important. So to me, food, top of the charts. Granary workers, people that ensure that the grain gets into storage before wintertime, super important. Stockpile workers, I could go 50-50 on that. A stockpile worker is most likely just dry goods, not necessarily food. Quarry workers, builders, bartenders I want up here. Event planners I want up here, because that controls more of the social aspect. Builders I usually keep at the bottom. Not a super high priority thing. Oh, is that our flag? Damn, son. That looks so good. Look at that. It almost looks like I know what I was doing. That's a lot of lapis lazuli somebody had to burn through to get that blue, but yeah, it looks good. I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. Okay, we have 251 wood, 270 some odd stone. If any of these were an issue and we didn't have enough jobs, we could just go through and just check on, where are you? Quarry? Am I daft? Quarry workers. Yeah, I am daft. Okay, coffee, come here. I need to talk to you. Oh, it's good coffee. Oh my gosh, I made it too strong. It's gonna peel the enamel right off my teeth, I think. Okay, so 240 is the maximum that can be stored? Question mark? I don't understand any of that, but whatever. That's fine. Things are looking good. I think we've normalized nicely. Very soon I'll have to build that treasure room, and it's gonna start kicking off some timers, but I kind of want to wait a little bit. Build up some extra food and everything. This isn't a race. We're not trying to beat the game in a certain amount of time. But things are good. I'm enjoying this already. Nice little everything. Look at all that fish. I've never seen that much fish. It just keeps going. Oh my god. Is the entire western or whatever chunk of this map is just fish. Fish. Yeah, fish. Is this freshwater or saltwater? Okay. I'll need to keep that in mind for later. It makes sense that it's saltwater. Do I have a freshwater basin? Righteous. Plenty of stockpile, but we need some more. Okay. So I take back what I said. Dragons will just show up whenever they want. Apparently year 14. So let's go ahead and get some building done. At this stage of the game, we have no defenses whatsoever. Hold on. That music is a little loud. There we go. Okay, we have no defenses whatsoever. Game is paused. Let's start getting some more buildings up. We have a lot of idle people. I thought we could kind of just chill for a bit. That does not seem to be the case. Let's see. The Grand Hall doesn't matter where I build it. It absolutely does not, and we'll deal with that later. But first, treasure room. Each treasure room holds 1,000 gold monies. So I kind of like having 2 or 3 of these things built right away. So let's go for 2. Our food was at what? +1. I do want to start clear-cutting more and start building our actual agriculture over here. Oh, actually, just a bit of a breakdown. Let's talk this out in terms of food production. Food is produced X amount over X time. Base output is 4. We got a +1 because the medium soil fertility. We got a +1 because master workers. People become masters over time. I believe a heavily fertile land, or very fertile, produces unextra food. So just by moving this stuff over, it's really, really going to help. Let's build 4 more. I don't want to go crazy in terms of like, oh, build like 30 farms. It's going to be great. I don't want to do that because we don't want to swing too heavily in any real direction. I don't want my entire working class becoming farmers or something. Yep, there's the dragon. Probably gonna huff and puff some fire. Nope, just checking us out. Okay, that's also fine and fair. Let's clear cut all that. We have a lot of timber just stored, but very soon I'm gonna want to put some foresters down and actually start thinking about long-term stuff. So do we have... Yes, we can start applying a tax rate. The tax rate is going to just passively provide income for us. I'm going to pause the game real quick. Builders, timber workers. I don't remember what gives us just straight-up tax collectors. I thought it was the treasury. Yeah, there's nothing to scroll here. Okay, that works for me. Oh, this land is so good. Okay, the dragon attack concluded. Whether we kill it or not kind of doesn't matter. Preferably we kill the dragon quickly, so that way it doesn't attack us for the full duration. But that's okay. What I wouldn't mind is another granary right here. Now, one thing we really need to consider is food diversification. You're like, John, what the hell does that mean? Well, there's 4 food types, as I mentioned. Grain, fruit, meat, fish. I guess pigs or pork. Pork fish. Because fish is meat, right? I think? I don't know. What that's going to do is the more different products we bring to people's tables for them to eat, the more healthy they are, right? A diet entirely on wheat and bread will fill the belly, but it doesn't provide nearly as many nutrients as a well-diversified diet would be. This is a windmill. This is the structure I was waiting on. This is going to greatly increase our productivity. Let's do a quick comparison. I'm going to pause between a medium fertility plot. This provides 6, or a high fertility plot produces 6 as well. But after some time, the master will take its place. I don't know how long it takes. A couple years? A year or two? Something like that? That'll give us a +1. So we'll be producing 6 over here and 7 over here. So just by relocating, that's 1 extra wheat. Already counted 8 spots. That's 8 more wheat. Didn't cost me anything. Just a little relocating. The windmill's really going to help in terms of production as well. And I'll show you that very, very soon. We can get a lot of wheat very early on in the game with just some proper planning. Not much more effort. I'm still really happy with how many people we have. So I'm not doing explosive growth, just slow growth. Yeah? I mean, explosive growth is a lot of fun, but I want to make sure we do this right. Okay, we've now been able to open up a couple of other buildings. Keeps peasants from despairing, gladly accepts any donations. Let's go ahead and build us up a church. Again, it's got this radius, so my idea is we're going to leave this residential here. I'm going to build a bit more residential over here, so right here looks good. Another advanced town structure we can build is the clinic. That's going to help people. It's going to prevent them from getting sick, so let's get that. Also a cemetery caretaker. I wouldn't mind that. We'll put that right next to the church because that kind of makes sense to me. Anyone who dies will be properly buried. Tombstones will cycle out over time. So after 2 years or a year, the plots will reopen. So let's go ahead and pause the game real quick. That windmill... Oh, let's see. Is it working? It is not working. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little prioritization. Windmill workers, I feel, are just as important as farmers, so we're going to put them right under. Granary, bartenders are working at our pubs or our taverns. Event planners, stockpile workers, quarries, builders, tax collectors. Tax collectors are more important than builders. What I'm really saying is I don't care how long stuff takes to build. As long as we have some builders, that's fine by me. Things are moving right along. We'll have a brand new church. We have our clinic. No one manning the hospital needs more workers. Okay, now that got built, doctors above builders. Okay, so I'm going to pause the game right here. Right now, we kind of have a conundrum. I have way more workers, or places to work, than workers. So, let's take a quick look at our inventory. We have a lot of lumber. We have a lot of stone. Oop, I didn't mean to unpause. I'm going to go ahead and shut off quarry workers. That should free up some people. I could shut down a few more things, but actually, let's get through this fire that's going on real quick. What's our well coverage? I would like another one right there. Cool, no problem. So we could always screw with this a bit more. What I might say is, hey, I want way more builders to get the buildings I want done. That's a fine way to handle it. For me, I'd rather keep society running fairly smoothly, and buildings can be like a more of a passive thing. Another fire? Wow, that was fast. This game reminds me a little bit about Banished, which is another game I've really enjoyed too. A terrible plague has swept the... I can't talk. Terrible plague has swept the land. We have doctors. I will want some clergy. And cemetery. So this is where we could say, like, what's more important? Well, stone isn't as important as, like, our doctors. Event planners, maybe not so much. We're never going to have more than, like, 5 maximum event planners anyway. Doctors are more important than taxation. I can leave the clergy where it's at. Actually, let's do something like that. Okay, that works well for me. Oh, we have a bunch of vital workers. Let's go ahead and pop that top. Okay, I don't know if you just noticed, but there was a red skull, and it turned into a green happy face. That literally means, hey, I'm incredibly sick, help me. And then they just got cured by visiting the plague doctor. That worked out nice. Go ahead and do something like this. We're going to build another Set like that. Oh, let's talk about the windmill. Are you fully staffed? You absolutely are. So let's take a look at a plot now. So we've gone from 6, which is over here in medium fertility, to high fertility 9. Base output 4, high soil fertility 2, windmill nearby +3, and it'll be 1 more additional because of the master. We just have to wait for that. So, the windmill, I could have put another farm tile there, but because the windmill we're getting 3, 6, 9, 12, that's 24 more wheat. Super worth it. Incredibly, incredibly worth it. Because of that, I'm going to axe that. I'm going to axe that. Probably should have waited, but we've got enough food in storage. Speaking of food, I wouldn't mind a full granary. How much do you have in storage? 20? I'm going to wait 1 cycle. 9, 10. Yeah, that's amazeballs. That's great. Another windmill right there. That's going to provide a ton of food. That's what I was saying before, when it really comes down to it. Food is king. I want to make sure we have more than enough resources at our disposal, and having everything built where we built it works out great. All this is high fertility. This is awesome. Let's go ahead and get a big granary. You know, I keep screwing up on this. I don't know if it's granary, whatever. Granary. Whatever. Every single time, every time I go through this conversation with myself, I'm like, is it granary or granary? I always have like 5 or 6 people pop up. No, it's granary. It's where you store the grain. And then like I read it and it says granary. There's no I in it. It's just, grr, I'm done. That's okay. My lord! 10 people visited, but only 1 found a satisfactory home. Right, it's because we don't have any more housing. I want to make sure we do this slow, careful, calculated growth. I was going to demolish this, but I want the full guy to come online. What do our advisors say now? We grow more food than we can store. Rats eat the excess. We need more granaries. Yep. Sorry, if we can't improve conditions, no one will want to live in our kingdom. Sorry, did you see the dragon? Perhaps we should build some defenses in case it ever decides to return. That was a lot of weird language, but that was correct language. Okay. When you demolish something, the resources don't go away. They just plop down. Look at how much those guys can carry. Wow, that's a lot of muscle. I don't have any more words for it, whatever. My lord, people visit our kingdom, but none saw fit to stay. Can we make life more pleasant for our peasants? More pleasant peasant? More peasant pleasant. Right. Want to make it more peasant pleasant. Okay, got it. Let's take a quick pause here. Job priority. Everything's looking good and full. What I always like to check in the worker priority is if there's like a ton of extra jobs that are unnecessary. Like if there's something I built, like let's say for example a blacksmith, and I built like 4 blacksmith quarters or blacksmith huts or whatever they're called, and each requires like 15 workers. Like I could look in here and be like, oh my gosh, 15 times 4 is far too many workers, and just trim it out. So this right here tells you a lot about the health of the kingdom without knowing really anything else about anything. So, anywho. Let's play for a little bit longer. I need more coffee. I need to get up and stretch. I feel it's important as a gamer every hour or close to it. Get out of your chair. Stretch your legs. Your body will thank you for it. Set my banner on the side. It's a little cut off on the top, but it's still... And I can't see on that side anyway. Oh, camera. Hey, over here, buddy. Okay. Good amount of storage for wheat. Very soon, I would love for us to get into trade, if that's something that can be done. Let's trim all that out. We have a lot of stuff here. We can start working on castles, castle walls, castle blocks, and everything. That's something we can get started. I wouldn't mind to cut out this. Like seal this off and put all of our all our fishing stuff here. The idea of building a proper castle, if ever you see like castle architecture, is you're not building mega walls to harvest or to protect all of your assets. We want to build a wall enough that encompasses all of our critical manufacture production, any essential services, all of our residential. Everything else could probably be on the outside if need be. So I'd love to build to the coast and just build all the way down, but I need room to build structures and stuff. So let's do something like this. Do that pretty easily. I will need an outlet. So let's see. Let's make sure we have this lined up proper. We do. Most excellent. That looks good to me. Stone gate. Road. I like roads on the inside. And I like roads on the outside. That looks good. Okay, so what is the point of this area? Two things. Fisher huts. That'll give us another foodstuffs. And can we afford a dock? We absolutely can. Brilliant. Right there. Perfect. If the enemy comes and raids us from this direction, we have walls going up. We have a level of protection to take care of ourselves. Now, because I just built a whole mess of new industry, I'm certainly going to need more residential structures to make up the difference. Nope, see, don't rotate on me, son. And how much extra food are we making? 55 total. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So this is going to add to our extra dietary needs. This land is kind of crap, but I'd like to get into orchards as well. Probably going to do one more chain of wheat. And then we'll break down into orchards and stuff like that. Another structure we need to pay attention to is something called a market. Market workers carry extra food and charcoal to the market to create easy access for heads of household. The way it currently stands, heads of household need to go to each individual location to get what they need. With a market in place, the market workers will bring the goods there, and then everyone will just come to the market. Super simple. Super, super simple. We'll get that pretty soon up. I have a lot of construction going on right now. I'd like to just let that sit. Let's call this a bit of an episode. We've covered a lot of territory, I feel. I'll just give it a quick pause. I need to stretch. I need to figure out how to put coffee directly into my veins, because that's how today's going so far. But thank you all for joining me. Name's John Megacycle. On episode is In the Books of Kingdoms and Castles. I think I said it right that time. And yeah, thanks again, and I hope to catch you next time. Hey there, guys, gals, fans, and pals. Thanks for checking out my video. I also want to take a moment to thank all my supporters and donators, and if you'd like to join up with me and game with my crew, all the information to get connected is in the description below. Thanks again, and I hope to catch you next time.